Knowing how the body functions is important. If you understand how a body operates, then you will know if everything is working the way it is supposed to. And knowing why it operates the way it does helps you to know how to develop a lifelong plan for good health.
The purpose of this paper is to make company owners and managers aware of the impact of accounting software on business performance. The availability of the latest and accurate accounting information is crucial to any company's success. Dealing with the challenging nature of market uncertainty and the tendency towards increased economic globalization places new demands on accounting information systems.
Your work culture is often interpreted differently by diverse employees. Other events in people's lives affect how they act and interact at work. Although an organization has a common culture, each person may see that culture from a different perspective. Additionally, your employees' individual work experiences, departments, and teams may view the culture differently.
Crisis management helps the managers to devise strategies to come out of uncertain conditions and also decide on the future course of action. It helps the managers to feel the early signs of crisis, warn the employees against the aftermaths, and take necessary precautions for the same. The reason why recycling is so important is that it prevents pollution, reduces the need to harvest new raw materials, saves energy, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, saves money, reduces the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, and allows products to be used to their fullest extent.
Advances in neurotechnology have opened up a brave new world of influencing and extracting information from our brains. Research into the human brain has demonstrated that observation and data collection can lead to the very real possibility of modifying or changing activity in the mind. These advances could potentially lead to new medical treatments and a deeper understanding of human behavior.
There are a wide range of leadership styles out there, but most leaders fall within extreme ends of the spectrum when it comes to certain leadership qualities. Some leaders are more inclined to taking direct action while others are more inactive and reliant on their subordinates. Some are more democratic in their approach while others are authoritarian. There are also leaders who demonstrate a balance of both these leadership styles.
Immunization is a global health and development success story, saving millions of lives every year. Vaccines reduce risks of getting a disease by working with your body's natural defenses to build protection. When you get a vaccine, your immune system responds to the vaccine the same way it would to the real germ.
Sheep are exclusively herbivorous mammals. Most breeds prefer to graze on grass and other short roughage, avoiding the taller woody parts of plants that goats readily consume. Both sheep and goats use their lips and tongues to select parts of the plant that are easier to digest or higher in nutrition. Sheep, however, graze well in monoculture pastures where most goats fare poorly.
To understand the reason why the news marketplace of ideas dominated by television is so different from the one that emerged in the world dominated by the printing press, it is important to distinguish the quality of vividness experienced by television viewers from the vividness experienced by readers.
Working 9 to 5 for a single employer bears little resemblance to the way a substantial share of the workforce makes a living today. Millions of people assemble various income streams and work independently, rather than in structured payroll jobs. This is hardly a new phenomenon, yet it has never been well measured in official statistics. People feel good when they are getting their most basic needs met. If we are truly feeling autonomous and competent in our decision-making regarding our eating behavior, we simply eat in a way that makes us feel good. It is here where we make decisions based on competence, not shame, and have access to our executive functioning. Many people who have written on the subject of allowances say it is not a good idea to pay your child for work around the home. These jobs are a normal part of family life. Paying children to do extra work around the house, however, can be useful. It can even provide an understanding of how a business works.
Watershed management is a term that describes the use of land, forest, and water resources in ways that do not harm the plants and animals living there. Watershed management may include goals and processes such as reducing the amount of pesticides and fertilizers that wash off farm fields and into nearby water bodies.
New research shows that overqualified workers tend to perform better than other employees, and they don't quit any sooner. But even before the economic downturn, a surplus of overqualified candidates was a global problem, particularly in developing economies, where rising education levels are giving workers more skills than needed to supply the growing service sectors.
Release of greenhouse gases and depletion of ozone layer is a serious issue that is discussed but is rarely acted upon. For ordinary citizens, helping the environment has always been the same. Most people donate their time by picking up trash. Others have switched to electric cars. However, more action is needed, and specifically more action aimed at the atmosphere.
People with sleep deprivation run the risk of having impaired immune system and susceptibility to disease. They experience increased stress levels, elevated blood pressure, and an increased buildup of plaque in the arteries, with a severe potential for heart attack or stroke. They are more susceptible to increased irritability and increased difficulty in making logical and rational decisions.
The manufacturing of pharmaceutical products has to be maintained at high standards to ensure the strength of the active ingredients, quality and purity of the final products. These standards ensure safe and effective products for patients. Minute changes in any of these factors can have serious consequences for patients, therefore the controls put in place need to be more stringent.
Theories will remain only theories before someone can actually find evidence of what lies out there. Evidence that the scientists found might prove that humans are not alone in this universe, or it also might not be true. Humans have created fiction of other life forms to fill out our curiosity of the unknown to us.
Wheat is an important food resource which feeds approximately 40% of the world's population. It is important to deliver consistently high yields of high-quality grain. Thus, controlling of cereal diseases is an important component of successful crop management. Recognition of the disease and the pathogen is the first step for a successful disease control.
In the United States, the traditional age of retirement is 65. Some people retire earlier or work longer. Regardless, those who retire start preparing for this stage of their life many years in advance. In fact, experts say that it's important to save for retirement as soon as you start working.
Delayed sleep phase disorder is a condition where your biological clock is significantly delayed. As a result, you go to sleep and wake up much later than other people. This is more than just being a night owl, a disorder that makes it difficult for you to keep normal hours.
Bipolar disorder causes moods to shift between mania and depression, with severe fluctuations in mood, energy, thinking, and behavior. Depression means a situation where you feel very low, while mania would refer to a situation where you feel very high. Sometimes, symptoms of mania and depression can also occur simultaneously. These episodes can last for several weeks or longer.
A herd of elephants without a matriarch may not be able to decide where to migrate for food source. A legion of soldiers without a commander may not make the critical decision about where and when to strike. It seems that a hierarchical structure is best for the processes of decision-making, and individuals of leadership are always needed.
The decline in trade union membership is partly caused by a dissolving and disaggregating working class and a divided workforce. However, the main decline in trade union membership has been caused by government legislation, high unemployment, and changing employment patterns, which mean the working class has had to restructure itself to find employment.